say you're a software developer on a team of engineers, an application team. Now, you might be a product owner, a QA tester, someone in operations, or an SRE. Either way, you have to really care about the performance of an application. This application is called Memenator. The Memenator software is unreliable, it's poorly documented, and it's kind of confusing. Your customers, who are all looking for quality memes done pronto, they're complaining that sometimes it's really slow, and sometimes it just falls over entirely. As an application team, you know that you need to get data about your software and its internal state in order to diagnose what's wrong and what's going on with your software in production. Now, you've probably heard about this thing called observability, where it's how you understand the behavior and the performance of your software system in production. You might have also heard of this project called OpenTelemetry. It's supposed to be this really cool open source project that helps you get observability, but you've also heard that it can be kind of confusing and hard to set up. And so how should you use it? How can you get started with observability? Well, before we ask that, let's say, what do you want to know about as an application team? What's your motivation? You want to provide useful capabilities to your customers and your end users. In this case, you want to help great people make great memes really fast. So, for you to succeed, then the software also has to succeed, right? Everything has to kind of work together to meet your goals. Regardless of your role on the team, you know that everyone has to work together in order to make the software and the team successful, right? One person can't or shouldn't bear all the responsibility for fixing bugs and keeping things up to date and deploying software. Now, good observability is the key to making all of that run smoothly. It's a lot easier to understand the system when it tells you what's going on with it. When there's an incident, a performance regression, or some sort of deployment snafu, it's critical to be able to go from uh-oh to oh really, really fast. To get there, you need to make sure that the system is telling you all of the data that you need in order to find and fix problems. So how do you get there anyway? Well, you need to be able to ask questions about your system. And to ask those questions, you need it to tell you data about what's going on. This data is called telemetry, and it's the foundation of observability. Now, you might be familiar with telemetry already. If you've ever written console.log or a print line statement, then you've written a log message. If you've ever looked at how much memory a process is using in your machine, then you're familiar with metrics. The code that we write that creates this telemetry is called instrumentation. When we're working in a distributed system or some sort of cloud-native system, we usually care about another type of telemetry, which is a distributed log statement known as a trace or a distributed trace. These are how you see your entire request as it moves through a back-end and front-end system. Traces are made up of spans, and spans are ways to record work that's happening in the distributed system. Spans are associated with each other by trace IDs and span IDs, so you can see what happened before, after, and during each part of a request. The easiest way to get all of this data is to use a framework called OpenTelemetry. It turns multiple disconnected telemetry signals into a single braid of intercorrelated data. OpenTelemetry is an open source project that helps you instrument and collect this telemetry from your system. It provides standards on how to create this data in the first place and send it off to various places for analysis. It also provides a lot of handy agents and other ways to get started, so it doesn't have to be scary or intimidating to go and write instrumentation or get this kind of observability data in the first place. OpenTelemetry is the gold standard for observability, and we at Honeycomb are huge supporters of it. We use it to allow teams to quickly instrument, collect, and export rich telemetry data about their systems.